Let us hear from this woman.
I am Lucifer. I want to destroy her. I don't want her to get married. I took everything, her Porsche Cayenne, everything, her house, her shop, her business. I destroyed the contact with the family. How many of you in this body? We are 35. Help me! Yes! Take me! I am the great evil spirit, Mama. What have you made her to do? I took all the money. I don't want her to be rich. A father made a covenant with me. A father.
Emmanuel. My name is Nadine, and I come from Sweden. Um, it all started last Sunday when I got a touch from the man of God, Senior Prophet TB Joshua. So I came here today to testify the goodness of God. I got delivered, and I just want to thank Jesus and to thank Prophet TB Joshua for serving him so faithfully. Basically, I was 6 years old, and one day during holidays, my cousin, nieces, and I, we went to play at the river. Then I fall into a river whirlpool. Then I met a gorgeous lady inside. She was so gorgeous. She was beautiful. She was a very beautiful. I never seen such beauty. Even though I was young, I could tell how beautiful she was. She helped me out of the river by using her hands and putting me out. And at the very big surprise of everybody around the river, because everybody thought I was dead, nobody was coming out of that real pool. Later on that night, I dreamed of her. She came and gave me like a gold ring. She was gold. She changed because earlier she was like a black, but a gorgeous black lady. But that night she became like gold. And she also turned me into gold. The minute I wear the ring, I become gold. And then I was swimming with her and going through the river with her. And she was like introducing me to different places, fishes and stuff like that. Then she took like a snake, because she had a snake. She took her snake eyes and put it in my eyes like lenses. And then from there, if I look at you, you will be like, oh, you will ask me the question, especially under the sun, if I was wearing lenses, because my eyes are changing under the sun. She gave me powers on my lips, in my eyes, in my breasts, and in my private parts. So, and she gave me influence powers and domination powers as well.
Okay, so what were these powers for?
Basically, to dominate people, to be attractive as well, and to seduce people. And any man that will, for instance, come to me will be possessed, and his spirit will be sent to the mermaid, to the water. After that, I grew up, obviously, and then I saw myself always next to the river or in the water. And later on, I didn't have feet anymore. I could have a tail now when I was swimming. So I was growing in grades, actually, basically. I was becoming a real mermaid, and growing in powers in a way.
Okay, so from this, you said this was about the young age of 6.
Yeah.
What started happening in your life from there?
From there, I could have the possibility, the ability to hear dead people. If somebody dies in the family, I could hear the person asking, for instance, like if it's raining, let's say once one of our family members died and it was raining, so it got cold, and he came to me around midnight and was like, tell your mom that I need my jacket because it's very cold outside, or I can see people dying, and everybody dying in the family was always coming to say goodbye to me.
So that spirit that also gave you power in your eyes, you would start seeing the dead people and those who are about to die in the family and people around you.
And hear people fight sometimes, and even like I could see premonition. I could see things before they happen, or I can dream about things before they happen, and when it's happened, it occurs exactly like in my dreams.
So this was all part of the evil power given to you by the mermaid.
Yes, exactly.
So what then happened in your life?
Then in my life, basically, I had whatever I wanted to have, even though people didn't want to give it to me. I will have the possibility to influence them to have what I want. And when I had troubles, I had like the power to dominate and get revenge. And I didn't have to use that much power. I just think about it most of the time. And whatever I think about you having an accident, you will have it. And if I say bad things to you, you will have it. And I was basically at some point forbidden to curse a person because it was really happening. And later on, basically use spells because I became more and more curious. I wanted to know more. So I went on the internet, I ordered like books, I entered cults.
At what age later did these powers really start manifesting and attracting people to you and causing you to have different encounters with people?
At age 22, because I started like understanding what frustration means and pain means and disappointment and disloyal people. So I was like, okay, since people are so disloyal, I'm going to start really using my powers on them, because the thing is, like, I was speaking to the mermaid, and sometimes she appears to me in my dreams to warn me or to ask me whatever I wanted. So she could help me get powers as well, and I could also initiate people in a way.
Okay, so when people would offend you or betray you or annoy you, this was when you would now use your powers to attack such a person.
Yeah, but basically the people that I truly loved, I didn't use it on them because I understood that they were making just mistakes. So I forget and forgive all the people that I truly loved. But the one that didn't mean anything to me, I will come back at you definitely. For instance, once a guy lied to me that he was single, and then we went out together. I put his house on fire, basically, because he was fighting with his wife and stuff like that. And after that, I felt sorry because the lady was cool, so I just put them back together.
This power to attract people and to seduce people, how did you start using that?
I started using that basically after my first breakup because I was disappointed. Then after that, I started using power on men because the guy that I really loved was gone. So I didn't feel any more love for anybody anymore. So it was basically like I need to get revenge on everybody that comes to me. So I started using it on them. If you sleep with me, sorry about what I'm going to say, in my private parts, your sperm going to be swallowed by the snake that the mermaid gave me, because there was a snake in my stomach, actually, and his mouth was my private part. So any sperm that comes into it goes to the underworld. And she actually used your kids. So later on, you will have problems having babies, or if you have babies, they will all be imbeciles, like deformed, disabled kids. They will be disabled children or evil children, or he will not have at all any kids, because we already took everything from him. Because sometimes you only allowed maybe in the natural world to have 2 kids. And then we take them away from you. You will not have any kids anymore. When you hurt my feelings, basically I was making you lose everything, like your job. Anywhere you go, you will not have any opening. And no jobs, no helps, no nothing. People who used to help you will abandon you just because you offended me. So if you offend me, like you offended actually the mermaid, because she loved me so much. So she was protecting me. So she was the one basically also fighting for me.
Okay, so tell us, this spirit of mermaid, did it also begin to give you assignments of who to meet or what to do. Tell us about how that spirit started using you.
Yeah, she started sending me to do crazy things like drinking. I wasn't drinking because I grew up as a church kid. I was always in Catholic schools. So, for instance, she used to send me to nightclubs. If I meet somebody in the nightclub, we sleep together, no feelings or nothing, just for her to just take whatever luck and wealth or good luck from him. So sometimes she possessed me. It wasn't me. So when you have sex with me, you feel like, wow, this is the best ever. But it wasn't me making love to you. It was the mermaid just using my body. Yeah.
So that was how she began to send you to go and destroy men, not for anything other than just to destroy the men.
Just to destroy, because I had all the money in the world, because I was very wealthy. So I didn't need money from any man. Never went out for prostitution or something like that, because I had all the gold, all the money in the world. But I needed like to bring servants and spirits and stuff like that. It was like kind of food in a way, like slaves for her. Yeah.
So how did this situation get worse? You said you kept looking for more power. What happened next?
For the frustration, for instance, once I left my stuff in a girl's garage because I was changing houses. She asked me to help her with a visa situation. Then I traveled, and when I went there, because it was 3 people, the whole thing changed. And I told her, she didn't believe me. So she stole my stuff to make a point. And I didn't fault her because I knew that it was basically, it wasn't her fault. It was the mermaid making a point, because at that time, I was getting tired of helping the mermaid. Like, that's not my portion. It wasn't my portion. Then from there, I started using my power to get revenge. And I always heard this inner voice telling me, don't do it, don't do this, because it was always the little voice of God calling me to do not sin. But it was more powerful than me, so I went higher and higher, and I went to occult to get more powers with witches and wizards and pagan and Kabbalah and everything, you name it. I became a witch doctor because I could help people, I can heal people, and I can even advise girls, basically in a love area, because men are not really faithful. So whatever girls
Okay,
would...
sorry. When you say you became a witch doctor and you could do things for people, would it be something that would actually benefit them? Or is it not something that always had its own cost, its own repercussion?
Definitely, it has a cost, because whenever you enter a witch doctor's place, you don't go back the same. Because when you enter, the mermaid is helping me guide you. So I can tell you your whole life, but it's not me. It's her powers through me. She's helping me. She's guiding me. She's telling me what to say, where you're coming from, your history, your background. And from there, she's also stealing your luck. She's basically screening you and seeing what's good, what's not good. Is it necessary to talk to this person? Is this person already destroyed, or she's still worth it?
So you mean that all the help that you claim that you render to people is actually destruction in disguise?
Yeah, it's destruction in disguise, because your problem just like, I give you what you want for 3-4 days, sometime a month, and then the next month you come back with another problem. Because I took already your luck, so it's only a bunch of problems. You're going from a problem to another. Every time you come, there's a new thing.
So how did it happen that you got yourself, were you initiated into this practice of witch doctoring, or how did it come about?
It came about because the mermaid was appearing to me. She was always asking me now physically, because I could see her as anybody else. She's like, okay, at this grade now, at this stage, you should now give me your blood and I will give you all the powers. I wasn't really keen for that, but sometimes she put me through situations where I didn't have a choice, because I went from bad luck to troubles to losing my fiancé to being so sad and nothing was working with my family. I didn't have peace anymore, because she makes a point when she wants something. So I had to accept it. And then I went high in grade. So I could even see disease in people without her. When I became a witch doctor, I used to heal people. I used to read cards, draw cards for people. Like sometimes I was telling them to, for instance, to put 3 drops of your pee in the guy's tea. So when he drinks it, he's going to be in love with you. And then I also use like elements, cards, books, and bracelets and rings and everything for myself and for other people. This bag is basically like few items as well. It's just few items that I use. I use cards and books. Basically, I was a witch, so witch
Okay.
doctor.
Okay, so you can bring out some of the items and show us what were the ones that you used, the ones you made for people, and how did you go about it?
Basically, it's mixed black magic and white magics, spells and everything. So, this one here is a book that I use, like it's an angel cards, and we draw the cards to show people, like basically to guide people with their life, what's going on, if things are well and stuff like that. This is the Raphael, the Archangel Raphael is the healing archangel actually. So we use those cards to guide.
Okay, so this was how evil spirits began to teach you how to use these cards to deceive people into thinking that good things were happening, whereas you were taking their good fortune, destroying their destiny, and so on.
Yeah, yes, exactly. And this one here is basically the Amok entrance book. If you want to become a Rosicrucian, so you use this book, and you have all the papers and prices, like entrance fees and stuff like that.
Okay, so this was one of the cults you joined
Yes,
in order to get more powers.
Yeah, this is one of the cults that joined to get more powers.
Okay, so
Yeah.
show us what else is in the bag.
There's this belt. It was given to me by a powerful witch. It's basically, it's turned into a snake. It's supposed to turn into a snake whenever you're in danger. If somebody wants to attack you, it's supposed, they tell you it's protection. You attach it to, like around your ribs, like it's helping you actually. And yeah, this is the belt. But it sucks blood actually, so you don't see your period for like 6, 4 months or 2 months and stuff like that.
So this is what you were telling us earlier, that anything given by a witch or a witch doctor, although it might seem to have, they say it will have a benefit, it actually gives you a greater problem as well, and that they claim this will give you protection, while at the same time it started affecting your period and sucking your blood. Is that right?
Exactly.
Okay, what other items were you given?
I have this pendulum. It helps you tell if the spirit is inside. Normally, all the witches are using it to make sure the spirits are inside the room. When basically we use it when somebody comes to talk to a spirit, a dead spirit. So we can say, for instance, yes, you go like this. No, you go like this. And then maybe it does like this. So it helps you locate the spirit in the room.
Okay, so this is one of the items you would use when people would come to you for, if they want to speak to the dead or to do spells. This was some of the items you would use to help you in that.
Yes, with a crystal ball as well that I didn't bring here.
Okay.
So these ones, basically, the healing bracelets. And for instance, this tiger eye here, you can use it for different things. You can put it in water. You can use it to be healed, to heal yourself, or to bring good luck to yourself, and to bring, for instance, if you wish for something, you put it in the water during the night, and then in the morning you wash with this water. You take a normal bath, and then the water from this tiger eye, you rinse yourself with it. You let it dry on your skin. You don't use your towel to dry up. So you let it dry, and then wherever you go, it's going to help you. And it also protects against evil eye and evil spirits and bad energy.
Okay, so all these bracelets are for different forms of protection and like charms for when you want to get something. This would help you to get that for a time. Okay.
I also went to Voodoo in Benin Republic, in Ouida. So They gave me this ring. It's a voodoo ring. Whenever you need something, you do like this, and then you do this. And then whatever you wish, you just ask. If you feel danger or pressure, you're going for a meeting, a business meeting, because I'm a businesswoman as well. So it helps you get whatever you want to get. So it gives you power as well. It's also related to the mermaid in a way because they call it dawn. And there's also the sapata, there's also the ifa, the fa. So it's like a lot of things charge on it. Like they put spirit, I don't know all of them, but they put you good energy that will help you and protect you. And it's silver, so it's against like vampires and evil eye as well.
So basically this was a charm, a ring for protection as you do this work with the evil spirits.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And this one is a blue moonstone ring. You charge it with the moonlight, like whenever the first week of the month, there's always a moon. So you take it and then you charge it under the moon. You can put it in water, or you can rinse it for 30 minutes, and then you put it on the, like where the light is flashing on the ring. And then the silver as well is for protection. And this one, it's supposed to be like from a big, like one of the oldest witch in Sweden. And whenever you feel danger, like specifically death danger, one of those things comes out. So it's really protecting you. So as you can see, this is a different place and a different time that I almost died. So it's protecting you. It doesn't come out easily. So
Okay.
it comes out with certain forces. This necklace, it's like a charming necklace and protection as well. So whenever you see it on me, you will feel like she's beautiful and stuff like that. You will not see my real face. You will see somebody else's face, like the mermaid's face. You will see how beautiful I am, how gorgeous I am because of this necklace. It looks like a normal necklace, but it's not a normal necklace. So yeah. The one that I'm using for the others is one of this because like women love witchcraft for their marriage and their relationship. So this one, when you put the powder in the food, whenever the man was cheating or he doesn't want to give you anything, he will be like a baby after you, and he will do everything you ask him to do. So this one is to bewitch men, basically. The man will do everything the woman wants, and whenever he goes out, he can't get hard. Sorry about that. Can't sleep with another woman.
So,
He will be
so it
faithful.
would also make the husband not be able to go out
To
of their
go
marriage
out,
for people
yeah.
that were suspecting their husband of cheating on them.
Yeah, even though he goes out with another woman, they will not have sexual encounters because at that time he will not get hard. He will feel it, but it will not get hard. So she will chase him away.
Okay.
He will come back to his wife. Only with his wife he can have an erection.
Okay.
Another one is these ones as well. This one here, this red one here, is you pour like a lemon in the middle of your hands, and then you pour lemon first, and then you do like this, and then you lick it like that, and then you can call whoever you want, and he will give you whatever you ask for.
So what are the kind of things that you have asked for after doing this, after using this charm?
Basically, the woman goes back home. If she was supposed to have twins, we take one of the kids or we take all the kids. So that's the price to pay. She pay maybe, let's say, $50, but she lose more than $50. They will ask for the marriage to come back together, the men to be crazy about them, to buy cars, to build a house, to give them money, because basically women want money for business and stuff like that, so they want money from men and the guy to be faithful.
But after using this charm, what would they now lose? What would happen to them?
They will have the guy back, but they will lose all the money and everything because we take everything. Because the guy will become poor. She will destroy the guy's life, actually, without knowing it.
By using this charm?
Yeah.
Mm.
So after 6 months, everything just going to go down, and she will leave the guy. Everything just going to be bizarre. It just helps you for a few days, a month, 2 months, 3 months, and then you go back to zero, like worse than before. Initiated 12 people because I was like meeting even the devil himself sometimes, like he came as a monster, sometimes as a gorgeous guy. So people really wanted to go fast because you have people who come and ask you like, oh, I want girls to love me, or I want men to just be crazy about me, even if she's not beautiful. So they have to close themselves in a door for 7 days in the dark. And then on the Sunday, they start on Monday because it's the day of love. So you make any wish, good wish on Monday, and the rest of the day is just sacrifice. You don't speak to no one. Your phone is off.
So that was how you initiated many people into
Yeah,
this habit
12
of witch doctrine.
people.
12 people.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us, what was it that now made you begin to get tired of this life and finally come here to receive your deliverance?
What gets me tired was like you don't have peace. You don't sleep at night. She can come and wake you up at any time. And you hear people talking. And whenever you walk on the street, you see people with coffin on their heads. And you see people like with diseases, and you can hear people's thoughts. So you become like a crazy person because you can hear them. And on top of it, she asked me to sacrifice my firstborn. She wanted me to fall pregnant, and then that baby will have to go for sacrifices. Then I say no. It was enough.
So how did you find out about the Synagogue Church of All Nations and Prophet TB Joshua?
I found out about Prophet TB Joshua through my hairdresser first and through my friend and Patrick, and he introduced me to the church, and he asked me to go on Score One website. I went there, and the first time I saw Senior Prophet TB Joshua's pictures, it just came in, like straight to my face like this, and I was looking at my computer, and I didn't understand how did it happen. How can it happen that it comes to me like that? And then after, I felt actually on the floor. And then when I woke up, I went back. It was different because I could see now. I tried to look to watch one of the church service, and I saw like fruit in the middle of the church, and I couldn't hear what he was saying. He was like, blah, 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 blah. So I was like, what is he saying? He's disabled or something? And people were clapping, and I couldn't hear him. And then the mermaid appeared, and she was so mad, and she was like, turn it off. What are you looking at? And I'm like, I'm looking at this man. And she was like, no, 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 don't watch him. Don't watch him. And she was like, look, he's one of my servants. And I was like, yeah, he has fruit. Because when you're worshiping the mermaid, you have to keep fruit with you next to your bed. You pray on top of them, and in the morning, you give it away to beggars, actually. So when I saw the fruit in the middle of the church, I felt like, okay, while he's preaching, the mermaid is helping him give testimonies. Like, whenever he picks somebody, it's because the mermaid is telling him to pick the person, because that's what she does. But you have to keep fruit because she loves fruit.
So you mean that as part of your service or your worshipping of this mermaid spirit, you always had to have fruit by your bed?
Yes, definitely, in the house, everywhere, in the kitchen, in the room.
And when you would give this fruit, you said you would say an incantation over it?
Yeah, you do an incantation on it, and you do, like, you can send, she tells you, like, you're supposed to have fever tomorrow, you're supposed to have this, for instance, hemorrhoid or ulcer or something, put it on the fruit so that people can eat it. So whoever eats that fruit will take that disease that I was supposed to take. And sometimes we kill like cows, we fried fish, we fried fish. We did like party gathering, like we cook, and we put all the diseases in the food. And whoever gonna come to that party will eat my disease or anybody else's disease.
So instead of, while people think you're doing charity and giving out and being a nice person, you're actually distributing sickness, pain, and problems.
Exactly. We were doing that. Like, you come to take our problem, the problem we were supposed to have in 2016, you would take all of them from me. If I was supposed to have an accident, one of those people will have an accident at my place. If I was supposed to get an operation, somebody else will have that operation. So I will be fine. But we have to do it every 12 December or every December each year.
Okay. And so you're telling us about how you were watching Emmanuel TV and you couldn't hear what the man of God was saying. What was that? Was that an audio problem with your television or what?
No problem with my television. It was the spirit actually who didn't allow me. She didn't want me to listen to him because she knew I would be disconnected from her. So she didn't want me to watch Emmanuel TV. I was always arguing with Patrick over the TV and over this Emmanuel TV 24/7. Like we couldn't watch another program, only Emmanuel TV all the time. It was too much. And I couldn't stand it because the mermaid was attacking me, which he couldn't see. So it was difficult because basically I had everything that I had because she was blessing me with it. She was like, like she was spoiling me. So I didn't want to lose more and more things because of Emmanuel TV. So I didn't want to watch it.
Okay, but finally, by the grace of God, you were able to come to the Synagogue Church of All Nations, and last Sunday you received your deliverance when the man of God, Prophet T.B. Joshua, prayed for you. Tell us what happened when you were in the service before the man of God prayed for you.
When we entered the church, I just fell asleep. I didn't understand. Like, it looks like I drank like sleeping pills because I was sleeping the whole time until I heard like chariots, like big angels, winds. They woke me up. I was like, oh my God, what is this? Like, and I told him, like, look, who are those angels? What are they doing? What are they doing here? They were going around the church. And I was like, look, they're going around the church. And they were located, see.
Let's put our hands together for Jesus.
It was a huge army. They were like surrounding the whole church. And they just entered like noisily because he woke me up. And I was like, oh my God, what is this? And they went all over the church. They were flying. And I was like, look, Patrick, can't you see? And he was like, no, I'm not seeing. I'm like, how can't you see? They're here. So he couldn't see. And I was like, they're checking the church to see if everything is fine for the prophet to come in. And one of the angels, and then they landed. So before the prophet comes here, so they stopped here in the middle, and then one of the angels stood in the front and said, next to the fruit, and said, okay, he can come in 5 minutes. So I told him he's going to be here in 5 minutes. And he didn't believe me. And I told him, trust me, count you, you will see he will be here in 5 minutes. And exactly 5 minutes later, the prophet was here. And it was just weird.
Hallelujah. So this was a sign to you that truly you had come to a place where you were going to receive your deliverance.
Yes, because I started wondering, like, I was like, what's going on?
Hallelujah.
Like, yeah.
So when the man of God now came and prayed for you in the name of Jesus Christ, what happened to you?
We went to the touch. So when while we were walking, I started hearing like the voice of the evil saying, don't go, what are you doing? They will put you, like people going to talk about you. You'll be ashamed and you feel like ashamed, don't go. And I was like, no, enough is enough. I want to be delivered. So I was shivering and shaking and I was feeling cold. And when I reached the man of God, he just touched me. And then after that, I don't remember what happened. I was just like fighting evil spirit in the dream. And when I woke up, I was surprised to find myself here because I didn't know where I was. I was like, where am I? What is this place? And where are we? And I couldn't find where to go and come out.
And that's how you realized you have been delivered. Is that right?
Yes, that's where I realized I've been delivered.
Let's put our hands together for the Lord Jesus. So now it's been 1 week since you received your deliverance. Tell us, how are you now after the deliverance and how has your life changed?
After the deliverance, something popped out of my lips because one of the powers as well was on my lips and it just came out like blood and yellow stuff. And out of my breast, the thing that men used to suck while during sexual intercourse, because when they were sucking my breast, they felt like it was for pleasure, but they were drinking a substance, a deadly substance actually. So that deadly substance just came out like poof, just like coming out like an open tap. So everything was coming out. And from my private part, the tongue that was like basically doing this, just came out. So I couldn't suck any man sperm anymore.
So you mean you're completely delivered?
Yeah, I'm completely delivered. because
Let's
the
put our hands
mermaids.
together for Jesus. And so this dreams and the voices of mermaids and things like that, are you still being tormented by them, or are you sleeping peacefully now?
No, she's talking now far away. And last night I had a dream where she was like swimming in mud. It wasn't in water. She was very mad, and she was like, "Look what you did to us, because you left us. Now we're suffering. You exposed us and stuff like that."
So now you have left them, you are completely free.
I'm completely free.
Hallelujah.
And I
Let's put our hands together for Jesus Christ. So lastly, we want to hear, what is your word of advice to people watching you all over the world?
My word of advice is that, guys, seriously, don't play with witchcraft. It's not a game. And don't go to witch doctors. Whenever you set your foot inside a witch doctor's house or office, you don't come back the same, especially if it's a real witch. You lose your soul, you lose your body and spirit, basically, because some of them died. So don't go to witches. And men, be careful of women. Always bring her to church, because not all the women, but when we are frustrated, we become really evil. So it's good to bring your girl to the church, and it's always good to pray God and to believe in God, because He can deliver you from anything.
Amen. Let's put our hands together for Jesus one more time. We rejoice with you for your deliverance and your complete freedom, and we want to encourage you. You are delivered by the word of God, so now continue to make God's word the standard for your life to maintain this deliverance.